Hey, what's up, guys? So, I kind of broke, and this is all I have to my name. Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to today's deck profile. Today, I'm going to be covering a budget Infernoble deck. And yes, you guys heard that correctly, a budget Infernoble deck. So, this deck is generally very cheap, but it can get very expensive, especially as you add on multiple Reynolds, multiple Gear Freeze, you start putting in triple tactical talents, you know, some forbidden droplets. Yeah, man, it's not the greatest. So, I decided to put out a 40 card list that is super budget, and I think is affordable but realistic for most people. Instead of doing like a deck where I'm like, under $100, a $50 budget deck, which is something most of the time not feasible, I still wanted to give a budget deck and have budget alternatives for you guys if you guys don't want to shell out like, 500, 600, 700, 800, sometimes even thousands of dollars for a competitive meta deck. I think this deck is probably in tier 1.5 if you're running on a budget constraint, just because if you were to play the more non-budget version, you would have a lot more consistency and versatility and power. But I still think this list that I'm about to show you guys is still very strong, if not just as strong, on just like a tiny bit less consistent. But it's, like I said, guys, this is still a very good list, and I'm really excited to show you guys this. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into it. But wait, before we do, I want to remind you guys that this Saturday, I'm going to be dropping an epic video. So I want you guys to be there, be ready, and have your YouTube ready and watch this epic video. It's going to come out on Saturday. It's going to be amazing, like insane production, and I'm really excited for it. But no more teasing, guys. We're going to jump into the video now. Boom. Alright, guys, we're now at the deck list, and so I'm going to be showing you guys this budget profile. So let me start off with 3 Flyer Flint Lady. This card, still super cheap, probably in the $1 to $2 range, and it's super good just because it's one of the extenders in the deck that just only relies on you having a warrior monster, no restriction, free special summon. Not much else to say about it. Super nice, helps get users sold, aka combo. You play 1 Gear Freed. As you guys saw in like my more non-budget profile, I played triple Gear Freed, but realistically you could cut him to 1 and bump up Yugioh to 3, so you see him more technically, because instead of relying to hard draw him, you rely on combo to get to him, and that's okay as well. It's just as strong, and technically you can't brick on him and draw doubles, so I guess 1 is okay, and 1 is still very good. That'll save you around $40 instead of buying 3. You can just buy 1, and that'll be like 20 bucks. Then I'm only playing 1 Reynolds. Reynolds is very expensive. It's around like $30, $35 and continues to go up. So I was thinking there's a way we can actually just play Reynolds at 1, because we have, 3 Durando, 3 Heritage, and then 1 Rhoda. So technically we have 8 copies of Reynolds. So even if we don't hard draw the Reynolds, but we have other like, the Infernoble Knights, we still have combo. So it should be okay to play Reynolds just at 1. And that'll save you around $60 instead of buying a playset of it. You can also play 1 Soulful. I think this card is a common, so it's very cheap. But it's also, just because it's a very cheap card doesn't mean it's not a good card. I really want to emphasize that, guys. Like, some of the best cards in like this main deck is actually super cheap. And so don't let that fool you. But a Soulful is an amazing extender. You really like to have a Soulful in your hand or search him when you get like Nibiru, Gamma, etc., because it's an extender that doesn't require for you to control any warrior monsters. Then you play the 1 Magus. So this is a card that you can also replace for Upstart Goblin to have like a 39 card deck. But I play Magus instead because I like the fact that he's a way to recycle back your Reynolds and your resources. Because you're playing only 1 Reynolds and 1 Gear Freed, you want to have cards that like continuously recycle your resources and essentially help you grind. Typically like a non, I guess, expensive version or more expensive version of the deck, you would have at least 2 or 3 Reynolds, so you can constantly loop your resources. But Magus is really amazing. You can like send him off with Ogier to like recycle your resources. Every turn you can equip him to Charles, to Gear Freed, and then you can send him to the graveyard for Oliver's effect, and then constantly just loop your resources. And you're guaranteed to continuously loop him because you can actually equip him in the graveyard to any warrior monster. So it has a very similar Ogier and Oliver effect. So like Charlemagne can actually equip Magius. So Magius is really good. I really like him. Definitely a really good card to consider for sure in a more budget variant. Very, very strong. 3 Ogier, not much to say about this, except for the fact that you kind of want to hard open now because you only have 1 Gearfried, because that's a way to essentially get access to Gearfried and like other ways to like play. Triple Oliver is amazing. It's an extender that doesn't require you to control anything. So tuner extenders are nice. 1 Jet Synchron, 1 Mecha Phantom Beast O-Line, not much to say. It's part of the Auroradon Needle Fiber combo. They both have common prints, and this got reprinted in Blar, so it should be a lot cheaper now. Triple Needle Space Connector. It was actually a super rare in a promo, so that's super nice. And then you have Aqua Dolphin, which actually came as an ultra in one of the I think Battle of Legends set. So very, very nice card, super cheap. You have Gamma, an amazing card, of course. Also got reprinted in Toon Chaos as a rare, and this card is amazing. So you have like 6 like starters, like technically, like you have 3 starters here, technically 4 because of Rhoda, and then you have like multiple 2-card combos. So like Ogier, Renault, but then technically you have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you have like a lot of like card combinations you can draw to get access to combo. So after the Gamma packages, obviously including the driver, you play the one of Genba. Genba is really, really nice because it gives you access to the Needle Fiber plays, and it's a card you can summon off for Soul Day. You play the Super Quantum Red Layer just because you're not playing as many extenders. Usually you have like Arnold and Gearfried, so you want to attack on an extra extender even though you took an extender out. And then we're playing Violence Sphere. Violence Sphere is a critical part of the combo, especially with Renault at 1, because if you don't hard open Renault, as long as you get to a Soul Day, you actually search the Renault. So that's why Violence Sphere is critical. You did play Triple Durando. It's around $7, but it's one of those cards you can't skimp out on because it's like mandatory. So I would definitely say you have to get 3 of this card. It's around like $6, $7. Definitely get your playset. I definitely see this card going a lot higher, especially if like this deck becomes more and more relevant and people break this deck even further. And to continue the equip spell lineup, we also have Autonomous Action Unit. This card is amazing. Being able to reborn your opponent's card and then combo off of it is like insane. Phoenix Blade, not much to say. It's a way for you to loop your resources and constantly gain back resources. And the cool thing about Phoenix Blade is even though you banish warrior monsters, Magius can actually recycle back banished cards and cards in the graveyard. So Magius is really strong for that. You also have E-Telly. So E-Telly is really, really nice because you're playing the Gamma package and it's a tuner extender. Triple Heritage, it's around $3 to $4. Came out as an ultra in Soul Fusion, and it did get a reprint in the 2019 Megatons. So this card is amazing, right? It's a Rhoda for the entire archetype, and you can't really ask for more. Consistency piece, you want to have it. Then you play Living Fossil. It's actually part of a combo, and it's an amazing card to actually hard open. So you actually don't have really any complaints about Living Fossil. Play 1 Monster Reborn. The ability to just reborn your opponent's, Hulky Fiber Axe, like their Herald, like basically their tuners, and combo off with it is really strong. Also, if you draw it with Ogier, you can actually just send Gearfried and then Monster Reborn the Gearfried. So that's also pretty cool. You then also play Reasoning because you can actually, get access to the Gearfried and then dump cards to the graveyard. You also because you're playing the Red Layer, you have a level 5 now. So like if you hit the Red Layer off Reasoning, that's also kind of nice. Because basically Reasoning, why you play it is because it's like a tuner extender. So like you can hit like a Violence Sphere, a Mega Phantom Beast, a Jet, and so that you can get interrupted on Fiber or Isolde and continue playing. Rhoda, searches any card in your deck, why not? And then Smoke Grenade, this card is quite pricey, guys, but I do say, pay the $10, $15 and definitely invest in this card. It's a card that like might not get reprinted for a while now, and it is definitely mandatory to play in this deck. I know it does like kind of hurt to like pay for the $10, $15 for a common, but it is an amazing card for this deck for sure. But if you choose to not have this card, you can actually cut it and just play the Upstart Globin. It's not mandatory, right? But it is definitely crucial because like the hand rip is so important. For the next deck, we have Coral Dragon, Herald, Captain Roland, Charles. Charles is like I guess the 3rd, 4th expensive card in the Infernoble archetype, but it's an ultra rare, around $5 to $6, so definitely pick him up. It's not too bad. And the rest of the extract is relatively super cheap. Like you have Coral Dragon, Herald, Roland, Charles, Marcher, Tatsunoko, which has 2 prints as a super and a secret. Draco Berserker, instead of playing Savage, you play Draco Berserker. If Savage does get reprinted in the Megatins, then definitely replace the Berserker for the Savage. Savage is like staying at like a whooping $70-$80 right now, so the best replacement in terms of what you synchro is definitely Draco Berserker. And it definitely helps you OTK too. This card actually gets pretty big and can attack twice, so that's kind of nice. Sideframe Lord Omega, it got reprinted in Dual Overload, so this card is super easy to get hands of. Same with Trishula, I think that got reprinted in Dude. So this is super nice. Hulky Fibrax, only play 1 because it does more budget. I would actually prefer to play 2, but 1 is good enough. Double Soul came as a super and an ultra, so that's really nice. Nightmare Phoenix, really good utility card out of Floodgates. Link Cross is slightly expensive, but it is part of the combo, and you want to abuse this card for as long as you can before it gets banned, like in the OCG. So get your hands on it. And then you have Auroradon, an amazing card. Not much to say. This facilitates a lot of your combos. For your side deck, you play the 1 Pankatops, triple Cosmic Cyclone, and then triple Twin. So instead of playing Lightning Storm evenly for the back row decks, you can just play Cosmic Twin. These have gotten multiple reprints, so they're easy to get your hands on. Pankatops, I mean, it originally came as a common, right? It was one of the best commons ever to be printed, so not much to say about Pank. And then you play Dark Ruler No More. It's an amazing substitute, believe it or not, compared to Droplet, and it doesn't really, like, you don't really feel bad having Dark Ruler versus Droplet, because it's, at the end of the day, it's still a very powerful card, and it does stop like a lot of combo decks in their tracks. So I have no regrets. Like, you can definitely play Dark Ruler No More over the Droplet for sure. Then you're playing triple Chalice. So the Chalice is a really cheap alternative to Impermanence. That's like the main reason I have it. It plays around Zexal, and it's also like a way to guarantee baiting out and negate, you know, as you hard draw into it. So not bad at all. And then some more broken 1-ups, Imperial Order, and then Red Reboot, which has gotten a wonderful reprint as a secret rare, prismatic secret rare as they call it in the Megatins. So this pretty much wraps the deck profile, guys. I'll have all the description in the description box below about this deck, and like the dueling book link to it. So if you decide to pick this deck up, definitely check out my TCG player code in the description box below, and consider buying this deck if you are interested in, or picking up whatever cards you're missing from. Like I said, if you are like more budget, you can definitely cut out the Gearfree to 1, the Renal to 1, cut the Draco Berserker for the Savage. You know, don't play Droplet, just play Dark Ruler No More, and instead of playing triple tax, you can just play Call by the Grave. So I hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and as always, thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.